Good morning, my dear students. So, students, we already started our history fourth chapter, that is the Vedic civilization. In that, we learn that about Vedic literature, that the civilization that is based on Vedic literature is known as Vedic civilization, and these Vedas are composed by rishis as well as by women, and this literature is written in a Sanskrit language. Vedic literature is very rich and diverse. So in that there are four types of Vedas. There are four Vedas. First is Rigveda Samhita, Yajurveda Samhita, Samaveda Samhita, and Atharva Veda Samhita. So we already learned about these four Vedas one by one. So these Vedas, the Vedas have been preserved through the oral tradition, not in a written form. And these Vedas are called as Shruti. Then we learn about this Samhita one by one. First we learn that Rigveda Samhita. The Rigveda Samhita, in Rigveda Samhita, the Veda is known as Richa. So the Veda which is consisting Richa is called Rigveda. Richa is composed to praise a deity and to many riches put together. Many riches, number of riches put together to praise a particular deity or to pray to poetic composition, that is called Sukta. Then we learn about Yajurveda Samhita. That Yajurveda contains mantras. Yajurveda Samhita, Yajurveda provides guidance about how and when the different mantras must be used in a yajna rites. How these mantras used in a yajna rites. This text includes the verses or a poetic incantation and the explanation in a prose. So Yajurveda Samhita is related to mantras. This Samhita provides guidance on how and when mantras used in a yajna rites. Third, we learn about Samaveda Samhita. That Samaveda Samhita provides guidance on singing in a Rigvedic verses to set a rhythm or to set a tune. This Samhita, the Samaveda Samhita, has contributed in major way in a Indian music. Samaveda Samhita contributed his major way in a Indian music. The last one, Atharva Veda Samhita. That the Atharva Veda Samhita, Atharva Veda is named after the Rishi Atharva, and this last one Veda, Atharva Veda Samhita, is different from rest of the three Samhitas. Why this is different? Because in this Samhita it's concerned with day-to-day life. This Samhita is related to day-to-day life. It includes the solutions. It provides the solutions on many many diseases. It gives the solutions on many diseases. This Samhita provides information about medicinal herbs, about medicines. That's why this Samhita is different from rest of the three Samhitas. Then we learn about Brahmana text, that they were composed to provide guidance on using the Vedic mantras like Yajurveda Samhita. Then we learn about Aranyakas. That Aranya, the word Aranya means forest. So Aranyakas means the reflection or to express the thoughts and ideas after meditating deep concentration in forest. So the Aranyakas are concerned with accurate performance of yajna rites. Then we learn about Upanishad. That the term Upanishad means to indicate the knowledge, to give the knowledge. So the teacher give the knowledge to the student. So human beings have always wondered about the events like life and death. So it is not easy to answer them. So in Upanishad means to give the knowledge. So that means to discuss the various issues. So till here we learn about the four Vedas, that is the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. Then we learn about Brahmanakas text. We also learn about Aranyakas and Upanishads. Okay, so these were the composed over a period of 1500 years ago. During this long period, during these 1500 years, this period, the Vedic literature, there were many changes were there. So the Vedic literature in the important source to study those changes. We have to study those changes, whatever changes were there, and the day-to-day life of the Vedic period. Then students will learn about their family system, that in that period, in that time, the family system was joint family system was there. So in that family, the Grihapati, who was the head of the family, who was the responsible for the family, who was the responsible Grihapati. His family included old parents, wife, children, younger brothers and their families. This family system was patriarchal, and in that initial period, women scholars were there. They mentioned some of the names, that Lopamudra, Gargi and Maitri. These women scholars were there in that initial period. However, slowly the restrictions on women were increasing. The restrictions, were there was some restrictions put on the women. That restrictions were increasing and their position in the family become secondary. Then students, now we are going to learn about this housing style, housing system style. So the houses during the Vedic period were earthen and wattle and daub constructions. Wattle means woven letting of wooden strips. They make their houses with the help of wooden strips, which is daubed with clay mixed with cow dung. They used wooden stick with clay mixed with cow dung. And that house was called house in that time. The house was called Griha or Shala. Then students, next is the diet of the people. So the diet of the people mainly consisted of cereals like wheat, barley and rice. Main in the diet of the people mainly included the wheat, barley and rice. From this there made some different preparations were also there. Words like Yava, Godum and Vriddhi etc. can be found in a Vedic literature. That means wheat, barley and rice. So in that time, Yava means barley, Godum means wheat and Vriddhi means rice. So Vedic people released milk, yogurt, ghee, butter, honey. This was also included in their diet. And then black gram, that is urad, lentil, that is masur, sesame and meat were also included in their diet. Then students, now next is their garments, their dressing styles. So people in the Vedic period used cotton and woolen garments. What kind of material they used? What kind of clothes they used? Wooden and cotton garments. They also used valkals or clothes which is made from barks of trees. Similarly, animal skins were also used as a cloth. Animal skin like sheep, these skin they also used as a clothing style. Men and women both were used ornaments. Women also and men also. Ornaments of which metal? Gold metal, Then they also used flower garlands, strings which is made of beads, etc. So king of the pendant, sorry, a kind of pendant that is called nishka. Pendant, the ornaments, jewelry, the pendant of that jewelry that is called niksha seems to have been popular. It was also used as a currency. So students, till here we learn about their family system, their housing style, their diet, now their entertainment. Now in this, nowadays we are using mobile TV for entertainment purpose, but that time, that period, there were no TV, no mobile. So how they pass their time, what they were do? So singing, playing musical instruments, dance, board games, chariot race, and hunting. These were the means of creation, these were the means of entertainment. Underline this sentence. How they passed their time, what was their entertainment things? That singing, playing musical instruments, dance, board games, chariot race, and hunting. Their main musical instruments were veena, shatanu, cymbals, and the conch. And percussion instruments like damru and mridanga were also used as their entertainment. All of you understood, students? Next is agriculture, animal husbandry, economic, and their social life, means their occupation. Next is their occupation and their social life. So in that period, agriculture was the main occupation. Which one is their main occupation? Agriculture. Many oxen were yoked together to plug the fields. So the plug and the iron plowshares. The Atharva Veda considers insects, pests, and other animals that destroyed crops and suggests certain remedies. Cow dung was used as a manure. In that time, the main occupation was agriculture, but instead of agriculture, they also they have also the plowshares, and the cow dung was used as a manure in that agriculture. So during that period, animals like horses, cows, dogs had a special importance, had a special significance. Why? Because cows were used as a means of exchange. Cows as used as a means of exchange means that is why cows were highly prized. That people took special care of their cows. That they should take care of their cows, that they should not be stolen. The horse were also valued because of its speed. Cow also have a special importance. Horse also have a special importance because of its speed. The Vedic people were skilled in taming the horses and harnessing them to the chariots. You can see the picture. In chariot, the chariots in the Vedic period have spoked wheels, which are lighter than solid wheels, and the horse drawn the spoked wheels of chariots of the Vedic were swift and their speedy. In this we learn that agriculture was their main occupation, but instead of agriculture, they have also the animals, and cow dung was used as a manure. Animals like horses, cows, and dogs, they had a special importance, had a special significance. Why? Because cows, they used cows as a means of exchange. So that is why they had a special to take care of their cows, and horses were also have a special value because of its speed. Students, so we learn that apart from agriculture, instead they have also the animals like horse, cows, and ducks. So in this period, that apart from agriculture, they also had a animal husbandry. Several other occupations had also the flourished. So artisans, some of the artisans are there. People are practicing various occupations which were an important in the social system. They formed independent organizations. They formed their independent own institutions, that is known as shrenis or guilds. The head of the guild or the head of the shrenis was known as Shreshti. Underline this sentence. The head of the guild was known as Shreshti. However, slowly the status of skilled artisans become secondary. Why the skilled artisans occupation become secondary? Because the main occupation was agriculture. So during this period, there were four varnas. In that time, there were four varnas were there. First, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Which were the four varnas they mentioned? Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So Varna means what? Varna was determined by the occupation of the people. The Varnas, these four Varnas were determined on the basis of their occupation. Then later, after some time, in the latter the period, the Varnas came to be determined on the basis of their birth. The Varnas, first Varna was determined on the basis of their occupation. Later the period, the Varnas were determined on the basis of their birth, on the basis of their birth. This gave rise to caste. So this was rise to caste, and the caste system led the inequality in the society, that upper caste, lower caste, these things were happened in the caste system, the inequality. So during that period, certain notions about leading an ideal life had become well established. There were four stages or four ashrams were mentioned for a birth to death. For a birth to death. The first ashram was Brahmacharya ashram. The first which there were four ashrams were there. Four stages were there here they mentioned, from birth to till death. In that first ashram was Brahmacharya ashram, or the period of staying with Guru to learn from him. First ashram was Brahmacharya ashram, or the period of staying with the Guru to learn from him. All of you understood, students? Okay. So today we have what we learned. All of you understood? Anyone have any doubt? We learned about family system, that in that period joint family system was prevalent. Grihapati was head of the family. The family system was patriarchal. Then we learn about the housing system, housing style. The houses were, they used wooden strips and clay mixed with cow dung to make their houses. House was also called griha or shala. Then students will learn about their diet. In that diet, they included wheat, barley, and rice. They also used milk, yogurt, ghee. Then we learn about they used ornaments. Men and women both were used ornaments. Then we learn about their entertainment, that singing, play instruments, dance, board games. These were their entertainment things. Then students will learn about their occupations, that agriculture was their main occupation, but apart from agriculture they also have the animal husbandry, and some of the artisans were also there. The skilled artisan status became secondary because the main occupation was their agriculture. Then we learn about four varnas, that Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. First, the varnas were determined on the basis of their occupation. Then later the period, the varnas were determined on the basis of their birth, which give the which rise the caste system, and they spread the inequality in a society. Then we learn about that there were four stages or four ashramas. In that, first one is Brahmacharya ashram. All of you understood, students?